Have you ever seen those hardcore videos on YouTube where people build some insane structures and you ever just wonder to yourself, how did they even get to that point in the first place? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through my own footage and show you exactly how I got from day 0 all the way up to killing the dragon. So starting out in the world, obviously you create the hardcore world first, and then you want to just chop down a tree. The very first thing, just literally chop down a tree, then make a pickaxe. Also, you want to grab some coal, some cobblestone, all of that stuff. Just anything. Honestly, at the start, you want to grab as much as you can. Just anything you see, just grab it. You also want to upgrade your pickaxe to mine faster, so get rid of that wooden pickaxe instantly. You also want to grab some extra cobblestone for a furnace, and just collect any coal that you see. After that, I started making an axe, and then that's going to be for fighting off mobs, and also chopping down trees faster as well. So yeah, that comes in handy. I also got really lucky here and spawned in a stony shore that has like random iron scattered around everywhere. If you spawn in like a mountain as well, then you could also get a bunch of iron, coal, all that stuff. Now, if you don't spawn in one of these, don't worry. You just want to find like a random surface cave. But you also want to be very careful because it's hardcore, so you take more damage. You take the same damage as hard, but it's hardcore, so obviously you don't want to take any damage really. For this one, I would say just go to like the top of the cave. Don't go too deep. If like, you know, if you have no armor, don't go like too deep into the cave. Just try and grab some coal and then dip. Also, you want to kill any animals that you see for food, like, I don't know, pigs, cows, anything. You just want to kill them as fast as possible. And I mean, yeah, you can end up starving in hardcore, so just be careful. You want to then put the meat into the furnace and cook it. I mean, these are simple steps, but I'm just going through everything because that will give you more hunger bars, so you can heal up faster. Also whilst waiting for cooking here, as I'm doing right now, I'm just grabbing some extra woods. You know, rather than just wasting some time grabbing extra wood, killing more mobs, like more cows, anything like that. It's going to be nighttime soon, so I'd recommend also killing a few sheep, getting some wool, maybe making some shears to get some more wool, because you want to get a bed and sleep through the night. I actually messed up here and I didn't get enough wool, so I'm going to show you what happens if you don't get enough wool. I headed out first of all, I headed out into an open space because I don't want to be hidden behind any trees, because like creepers, skeletons, anything can like be hiding behind there, just come out and kill you. So just make sure to go to like an open space so you can see like all around and nothing's going to sneak up on you. And then the next thing I did was make an iron chestplate and some leggings. If you don't have the iron yet, it's fine. Just be very, very careful. But I would recommend, if you have iron, chestplate first, then leggings, and then boots, and then a helmet, and then boots, because obviously they give you more protection each one. But yeah, if you don't have enough, then do it differently. You could also upgrade your pickaxe here, so to an iron pickaxe if you want to, and then you'll be able to mine diamond ores. I mean, you probably won't get diamonds for a little bit, but you could always upgrade it. And now I actually went and looked for a sheep. Well, I went looking for a sheep because I don't want to die. And also here, yeah, skeletons do insane damage, so I would just recommend just running away at the start of the game. Just run as fast as you can, and if you use a shield, I don't use any shields, not for me personally, but if you do, then make a shield and that will come in handy. And also, if you press F5 on your keyboard, you have, I'm sure you guys know this, but you can look around. And I would also recommend changing your hotkey from F5 to like, I have it as R, so I can click it really quickly. F5 is a bit of a stretch on the hands. But yeah, it will change the perspective of view, the field of view, so you can see behind you and see in front of you, all of that stuff. I actually got lucky here, found a sheep, and now boom, set through the rest of the night, easy peasy. The next thing you want to do is probably go exploring, like out in the water, and just try and look for a village. You can also just run through the plains and try and just find a village randomly. I mean, it depends. That's what I would recommend doing next. But once you get a village, then I would recommend crafting a hoe, collecting all the hay bales around, because that's going to get you loads of food as well. I mean, you can also save it for other stuff, but I would recommend making it into breads. If you're feeling risky as well, you can do what I did here and pillar up 3 blocks. Make sure you're high enough, and don't make sure there's no like blocks around, so the iron golem can't like climb up and kill you. But you get some extra iron here, and then after leaving the village, I just went caving for a little bit extra, get some materials, and get some iron boots. So now I'm like fully armored up, ready to go. But even in iron armor, still the creepers can one-shot you, so just be very careful. The next thing you want to do is probably make some sort of base of operations. So I mean, you can just put, if you want, dig a hole into the side, put some chests in there, and I mean that's all you could do really. You'd be sorted up at that point. I mean, I just put some chests down here, start to like kind of mark out a base. I made it out of wood because obviously that's the easiest thing early game. Yeah, I mean, this is really, you don't have to do all this. I just wanted to make a little early game base just to have something, you know. So I have, yeah, here like a little small shack. That kind of works. Now with the storage space as well, you can just go exploring, so you can chuck all the stuff into the chests. I mean, if you want to organize, then you can do that as well. I would recommend maybe once you have like a proper storage, but yeah, if you want to organize straight away, that's also valid. But what you're looking for next is diamonds. Diamonds, you want to upgrade the armor as fast as possible because the creepers, screw the creepers. You don't want to get one shot by them. I checked out a cave first here, and it looked a little bit too dangerous for just the iron armor. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna dip on this one. You can see I almost got killed by the skeleton, so I ran away. Yeah, I mean, honestly, my biggest tip is don't go too quickly. Like all the times I've died, you can look back at all my previous hardcore deaths. Every single death, I've just been trying to rush and trying to get like something as quick as possible. So my biggest tip ever is just take your time, just slow it down, assess the situation, just don't rush into it, you know. It's not worth it. So the thing I did now, instead of going caving, I went out on the ocean and actually found a shipwreck. In the shipwrecks, you find these buried treasure maps, and by following them, you have a chance of finding diamonds, like foods, extra stuff really. A little tip here: if you stick your butt out on the X, I learned this from Philza. If you stick your X out, if you stick your butt out on the X, then you can actually see exactly where to dig down. There's also another thing. If you go 8-8 on the chunks, I'm not going into all of that. That's a speedrunner strat. But if you just dig down, then you can just find the chest. Like literally dig straight down, dig around a little bit, you'll find it. And if you're lucky, like me, then you get your first diamonds. If not, I mean, there's more chests to search through. It's fine. I spent the first few days just finding more shipwrecks, buried treasure, all of that, just looking around. And then after a few days, I headed back to the base and dropped off all of the loot. So that's why the base comes in handy. You can just drop it all off and you're safe to go. Also, with the 3 diamonds that I found, I made a pickaxe. And this allows me just to mine faster and also grab some obsidian for obviously the enchanting table and the nether portal later on. The next thing you want to do is make a village breeder. Well, I mean, you could do any of these steps in any different ways, but I would recommend making a village breeder. So for me, I went and used the boat and got some minecarts and stole just a couple of villagers from the nearby village. There's no easy way of doing this. You just have to like deal with it. The villagers are a pain. I mean, if you've ever dealt with them, they're just a pain. There's no easy way. You just got to get them in the boat or in the whichever way you want to transport them. I mean, minecarts are pretty easy once you get them in. You could also just, yeah, I mean, they're just a pain really. But what I did was I got them in the boats here, as you can see, and then I just boated them across the water. And before I left them in the water, and then I marked out a 9x9 grid with a hole of water in the middle. Then I put a composter on top of the water and blocks above so the villagers can't jump onto this workstation. Do this before you put the villagers in, by the way. Next, I hoed all the ground all the way around in a 9x9 space. And for the food, you want to give villagers carrots. The reason you don't want to do like potatoes or wheat is because like wheat over time, it fills up the inventory with seeds. And the potatoes, I think if they have a poisonous potato, then they end up dying. Like they can, I don't know, I think they die. I could be wrong on that, but they end up dying. Well, when I've done it, they ended up dying. So yeah, carrots. And the way to get carrots, you can either find them in villages, or if you get lucky, there's like a very small percentage if you kill zombies. I think it's like a 2% or 1%. But yeah, you can get them either those 2 ways. I think also you can get them on shipwrecks actually. So check the shipwrecks as well. All you need is 1, and then you can bone meal the rest of them to get loads more. So just 1 carrot is fine. Once the carrots are planted, then build a roof, build some walls. And you don't need to plant all the carrots because the villagers will also do it once they get the job. So you can just let them do that. Make sure to light up the inside as well, because you don't want any zombies spawning in there or any other mobs to end up killing the villagers. So just put some torches down. I mean, you can put some glowstone in the middle. just as long as you have some lights in there. If you're building at nighttime, just be extra careful as well, because as you can see here, the creeper just blasted me. So just be very, very careful. Also, I made a lightning rod and placed this above the breeder. I think it's 4 blocks above, but do 5 just to be on the safe side. But 5 blocks above, and that way, if the lightning strikes, they won't get turned into witches. On one side as well, make a 2x1 hole and put a closed trapdoor above. This will stop the adults from running out, but it still allow the babies to run through. Because what you need to do is have 2 villagers. One is like the worker that plants all the seeds, and then the other one will just they'll breed. You know, they'll do the business time. I'm not gonna teach you about all that, but you know what I mean. Then you obviously want to put the beds down so they can breed. Make sure the pillows face away, so like the pillows are going to be next to the trapdoors. And then also block off the sides, because the amount of times, oh my, the amount of times that they've jumped from, like the adult villagers have jumped out somehow. So make sure you block off like the side bits. Yeah. You also, I mean, yeah, you want to spend a few days collecting some extra wool, extra beds, all of that stuff. This one, I'm actually building multiple modules. So, I mean, you could just do one and it's completely fine. The more you build, the faster it's going to be. But I'd recommend just... I always do 3. I mean, that might be on the large side, but it just depends. Then... Yeah, it's just a multiple... So, all I'm doing here is just multiplying the design on the 2 sides. Next, you want to do is like mine down the hole in the middle and have all the water flow and create all the villages to the center. This design here is very similar to, I mean, I wing this one, but this one is very similar to Logical Geek Boy. So if you want a full in-depth tutorial, make sure you go check out his video. But I'm just showing you the kind of general idea here. Honestly, in Minecraft, you can kind of wing it most of the time. But yeah, so they drop down, then you have all the water flowing to the middle. When they get to the end of the water, what you want to do is have them go onto like a slab and then, well, basically a slab, and then have them grow up afterwards. And this will just allow them to go into the water and then get pushed into this like glass box. Yeah, make sure you're using glass for this whole thing, because if they grow up into like a solid block, then they just end up suffocating. So make sure you're using glass for all these blocks here. You can get glass from, well, I'm sure you know, but from sand and just smelt it. It's not too bad. Once you're in this one corner, then that's going to make it easy just to grab them with a minecart later on. So just make sure they're all pushed into one corner. I did a bit more decorating here, just tidied it up a little bit. You don't have to do all this. This is all extra stuff. But I would recommend keeping your world like tidy and nice. I mean, I guess if it's your first hardcore world, you just kind of want to rush it, get the dragon killed first, just to get it out of the way. But yeah, it just depends. But yeah, so once you're done, you can now push the minecart through the corner as I'm doing here, and that will just collect the villagers instantly. Make sure the minecarts are going fast enough, because you don't want them to go like backwards and then just get stuck. But yeah, there's lots of different ways of making emeralds early game. I would recommend either like, I mean, you could sell crops to villagers, you could sell sticks from chopping down trees, you could sell rotten flesh from a mob farm. There's many different ways, but I actually chose to go with selling clay because I found a lush cave. So that way you can get loads and loads of clay really easy, and this will just instantly trade it. So that means the first villager I locked in here was the stonecutter. I then went and found a lush cave, and I got loads of clay, which I could then turn into emeralds. The next thing I wanted to do was get some like insane books for upgrading the armor and tools. So what I need to do next was, what did I do here? Oh yeah, so the next thing I need to do is get a lectern, and then that way you can like unlock all the books pretty much. So what you do for this, I mean, it might be changed soon as well, but at the current time, like at the current update, all you do is you place down a lectern, you check the trades, and then you break the lectern. If it's a bad trade, you break the lectern, replace it, and it'll give you a new trade. Make sure that you have books on you, or some sugarcane, or emeralds, anything, because you want to, if you get the trade, then you have to lock it in instantly. If you leave it and you run away and you come back, that trade could be gone. So make sure you're definitely ready to lock in the trades. But after here, yeah, after cycling through a first few trades, I then took Unbreaking 3 as my first one. It takes a long time to unlock the trades, but once you have them locked in, then you have it forever. So it's worth it in the long run. The next book I saved here was then the Fortune 3 book, and that's going to be getting more diamonds, Obviously fortune 3, when you mine a block, you get way more ore drops rather than just like a few of them. I then put that on my pickaxe, and then I got mending after that. So then I also put that on my pickaxe. I got border trading here, so I mean, if you get border trading, just, you know, go and do something else. So for me, I went caving for a little bit, collected a few more resources. I wanted to get more diamonds to upgrade the armor, but obviously so far no luck. So the next thing I wanted to try was go water caving. This one is dangerous, but it's also a lot of fun. I mean, all you really need is doors, and you won't drown underwater, but it's still fairly dangerous. You could also get respiration, I think it's respiration 3 on the helmet, and that allows you to breathe for a long time underwater. And you also probably want to get aqua infinity if you're doing that, because then you can breathe longer underwater. Oh no, you can mine. Sorry, my fault. Respiration is you can breathe longer, and what's the other one called? Aqua infinity. Aqua infinity is where you can like just mine quicker underwater. But yeah, so I went out here and then looked for just random, basically like random, holes in the ground. Anywhere in the water where I saw like ravines, I would just see it and I would just swim straight down and put the door down to stop myself from drowning and just stand in it. And it wasn't long, and look, I found this massive diamond, first few diamond blocks here. And with fortune from this one vein, I actually ended up getting 16 diamonds. Just from one thing, so I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. I ended up getting one more diamond after this, I think. And then I crafted up a chest plate and some leggings with all this stuff. Now I should be a little bit safer from the creepers and stuff. But I mean, even then, I think you still need... I haven't tested it, but I think you still need a little bit better. If a creeper's like right on top of you, it can still like one-shot you. So after this, I actually went out and started killing some creepers to get some gunpowder, which will eventually again be used for rockets. And now I have the paper, so that's all sorted. I then found an open lava lake and grabbed some obsidian because it was time to head to the Nether. It's time. I've been messing around too long. I need to go to the Nether and get some stuff done. So I placed the portal here in my base. Organize my inventory first, so you can see right here. This is my inventory that I have. I mean, I would recommend bringing lots of building blocks for getting across the Nether, traversing and all that stuff. Some food, definitely loads of food for the Nether. And you could take a pause here to look at what my inventory is, but that's the current inventory. And the first thing you want to do when heading through the portal, as soon as you head through, check around, look around everywhere. Because if there's any falling lava, that is going to take you out instantly. So just stay in the portal, just stand still, look around, wait for the lava to fall down. If there is lava, obviously place blocks, block it all off, get out safely. But yeah, I mean, here I got lucky. There was no lava. I was all good. Also, press F3 and make a note of where the portal is. So you see on the X coordinate there and the Y coordinate, write those down and make sure you know exactly where the portal is. If you get lost, you can head back here. And if you forgot to write them down, then just head towards 0, 0. And I mean, as long as you haven't traveled too far, then your portal should be kind of roughly near there. So just always head towards 0, 0 if you're completely lost. So the first thing you actually want to do, well, the first thing I recommend is getting a fire resistance potion. This thing is going to save you. I mean, it's going to come in handy. So what I did here was got as much gold as possible, just mined up a bunch of it, and started trading with the piglins. The reason to do this is because if you land in lava, you're dead. Like, it doesn't matter if you try and swim away, if you try and eat, you're just going to die. So make sure you get this fire resistance potion. This is like a backup lifeline. It was just save you from burning to death. So I just had some gold from the overworld as well, and I went back and grabbed this and then started doing some more trading. I then found a piglin, so here, and just, you know, threw the gold to him, just waited around, and then eventually I actually got lucky and I got fire resistance potion. This one's only 3 minutes, so be careful with this one. You can add redstone later on and extend the duration to 8 minutes. But I mean, obviously early game, you're not going to be able to get the... Actually, you could find it from a village, but then you don't have any blaze powder, so you can't really extend it at the moment. So yeah, next I wanted to look for a fortress. That's the next thing to look for. And yeah, if you ever wonder why I brought a boat to the Nether, this is here, right, like right here. You put a little parkour trick. I mean, you don't have to do this, but you could put the boat down and then click on it and jump in it. But I mean, this is a bit extra. You know, I'm doing a bit extra for the cameras. I traveled ages in one direction, and honestly, this part is literally just RNG. If you get unlucky, you're gonna be traveling for long thousands of blocks. If you get lucky, you'll be there, and like you might spawn on top of it. It's up to if the game wants to bless you or not. I also wanted to get another fire res potion, so I ended up not wasting a bit of time, but just spending a bit more time getting a fire res potion here as well. And then after about 40 minutes of exploring, so honestly, it takes a long time sometimes. I actually finally found the fortress, pillared up from underneath, and as you can see, I'm being very careful to look around and make sure no wither skeletons will land on me, because again, wither skeletons are very dangerous early game with bad armor. Well, it's not bad armor, but it's not insane armor. So you just want to be very careful emerging from there, and always put a block above your head first. Look around, just, you know, if there's a 1 block gap, you can look around a little bit, make sure it's safe, and then you can emerge. Oh yeah, here as well, make sure you grab the nether warts to brew up some potions, all of that stuff. And I just sort of started looking around, trying to find a spawner. Once I found it, since I had the extra fire res potion, I drank it for protection, you know, just as a safety net, and just started collecting the blaze rods. And then after here, the fires ran out, I started using blocks to hide, and it's just, you know, better not to get hit. I would also say this is probably not the best strat. I was trying to rush a little bit, you know, I was trying to rush, so just be more careful, take more time, put some more blocks down, make it more safe. There's no rush here. I was trying to rush because I'm streaming. I'm trying to get it done as fast as I can. And also with the shield, it makes it a lot easier. You can hold the shield up if you use a shield, and then you know, that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I also have the fire res on my hotbar right here, just in case if my health gets way too low, then that's the emergency. I just drink it. And also every time I got hit and took damage, I put a block up on my head. I started jumping up and down, spamming the spacebar, just spamming it over and over, and then that makes your hunger bar go down faster. So then your regeneration, yeah, in simple terms, your food bars here, if they go down, you can eat faster. So I just kept on moving by jumping and running my hunger bars down. I can then eat faster. I can then heal faster. That's basically how it works. But yeah, if you don't know how the blazes works, if you don't know how they work, they fire 3 shots. So you have to wait for 3 shots to get shot, and then when they're not on fire, you can go and hit them. But if they're on fire, just run away, honestly. And also don't get too close, because the melee damage does a lot more damage than the fire damage. So just be very careful of that. But yeah, after doing this for a while, I got 11 rods just to be on the extra safe side, and then headed back out of the Nether. I mean, the extra rods you can use for like brewing potions, blaze powder, making brewing stands, all that stuff really. The next thing you want to do is get enderpearls. So this is one way of getting them here. I mean, you put a boat down and then basically either push the enderman into the boat, or look at them and make them run into the boat, and you can just kill them easily and just get the pearls. That's a very easy way of getting them. You're not going to get too many, but I mean, it's more than 0. So yeah, once into the overworld, I next wanted to look for some phantom membranes, which takes 3 days of no sleeping. But since I've been in the Nether and it took a long time to find the fortress, I mean, now I'm already instantly met with some phantoms. This one, so the reason you want phantom membranes is for slow falling potions. This will come in handy for the dragon fight. I mean, you don't need these really, but they're just like a backup thing. If the dragon yeets you up in the sky, you don't have feather falling, and you just drink the potion, and it's just a safe, you know, you just slowly float down. It's a safe thing. I don't think I actually end up using them, but I made them just to be on the safe side. So for this one, you need blaze powder to power the brewing stand, then add a nether wart into water bottles to make an orchid potion, and then just add the phantom membrane. That makes it into slow falling potion, and then just redstone to extend the duration. And that's it. And you're good. Using the same brewing stand, I actually put a villager behind them, which makes a cleric villager. And this one has a very small, well, I think it's a 3rd chance of trading enderpearls. So one of the final trades can be an enderpearl. I just kept on trading here to unlock on, I think it's their 4th tier trade actually. So on the 4th tier trade, you want to check it and make sure you get enderpearls. Luckily here, I actually ended up getting the enderpearl trade, so I could just easily buy loads of them. I just had to farm a few more emeralds, you know. But yeah, if you don't get it first try, you just try again, You have to make a new villager, unfortunately, because this one's now got the trades locked in and you can't change them. So just to get a new villager, put the brewing stand down and just try again, and eventually you should get it. But yeah, now you have everything you need to get to the end. I would say before this, if it's your first time playing, I would say try and max out the armor. Also, you want to get a good bow beforehand as well. Right now I need to get a bow, and also, yeah, a bunch of arrows to kill the dragon. If you have infinity, then you're fine. I am an infinity denier. I always go with mending because I love the levels. I love hoarding the levels, and I don't want to waste them on like making a new bow, healing up the bow. I just don't want to do it. So I always stick with just trading with, I think you could trade with the Fletcher and you can buy a bunch of arrows. That's probably the easiest way. My plan for the bow was to craft an enchantment table and then just put it in there and just get whichever one I got. But then I realized I needed 15 bookshelves to get the max level. So here, the strat I used was actually going to the Stronghold library. So finding it first and then stealing the bookshelves from there and going back and then enchanting. So you can do this. I mean, it's a very, yeah, it's a good way of getting books rather than, you know, you have to make the cows, you have to get the leather, you have to get all the sugar cane. Like if you just go and find the Stronghold, you can go and steal all the books and then, yeah, you're good to go. But so yeah, how I found the Stronghold was I combined the enderpearls and the blaze powder through my first eye, followed it for a couple hundred blocks, and I kept throwing them because I knew it was going to be, you know, along this direction. It's going to be a long direction this way. But yeah, once I moved a couple blocks across, and then once you're in like the ring, so it's about 1,000. I mean, if you want to see exactly how to locate a Stronghold, there's certain ways. I just throw enderpearls and I just say, all right, cool, I'm probably close enough. Every couple hundred blocks, I just throw one, hope for the best, and just wait until it changes direction, and then you'll know. But yeah, once you're close as well, you can also press F3 and G on the keyboard, and this will show you all the different chunks. And from here, you just need to dig straight down. So wherever the eye goes down, just dig straight down, and you should be good to go. Oh, and also in 1.18 they changed it. So now it goes to the middle of the chunk. So this one doesn't really work, but you have 4 different chunks. So I mean, people say you can dig down in the middle of each one, but just be very careful. And as you can see here, the strat that I'm using is I actually mine 2 blocks wide and then mine 1 block first, look down, make sure it's safe, mine the next one, and that way you're not going to like fall straight down and just instantly die. But yeah, pretty you know, simple stuff. I'm just trying to mention everything here. But yeah, eventually here you can see I see the stone bricks of the Stronghold. Boom, into the thing, stole the library books. Yeah, so for now I'm just stealing the books and then gonna head back later. I also located the end portal room and, you know, lit up the portal, but yeah, I'm not going in there just yet. I need to get ready beforehand. And for now, yeah, I used the lava from the middle and made a little obsidian nether portal, and then connected this portal to my original portal, my base, because obviously in the nether 1,000, well, this Stronghold is 1,000 blocks away, so in the nether it's only 100 blocks, because, well, 100, what's the math on that, 120, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, because every 8 blocks in the nether is 1 block in the overworld. No, every 8 blocks in the overworld is 1 block in the nether, so you travel way faster. So yeah, when back at the base, like I mentioned earlier, I made the Fletcher trade to buy the arrows, and then this uses, well, to make this you just need 4 planks and 2 flint on top, easy peasy. And with the arrows all sorted, all I need now is a better bow and hopefully feather falling for the boots, because the thing is, I think the best enchantment in the game in hardcore is probably feather falling. That thing saves you so many times, and when you don't have it, you realize how much damage you take. I would honestly recommend getting feather falling as fast as you can. But yeah, so here I put down the enchantment table with the bookshelves all around it, and so the first trade I got was power 3, which isn't great because you can get power 4. So I just wasted 1 level here to re-roll the trade, and then got rid of using a grindstone. I then got rid of the bad enchantment and then just did another one. And then this one actually got power 4 with Unbreaking 3, which is good enough for now. I can always, you know, always make it better later on. For now, for the dragon fight, that's perfect. If you don't have enough levels to do enchanting, well, I had enough levels just from messing around here. But I would recommend either mining quartz in the nether, which gives a ton of XP, Or you can also trade with the villagers, which also gives a lot of XP. For early game, I mean, honestly, that is probably enough to get you enough levels. And be careful, because if you have mending on your armor already, or mending on like your pickaxe, then it's going to heal that first. Before giving you the XP, it's going to go into the mending. So if you have tools like that, and you're wondering, oh, why am I not getting anything? It's going into the pickaxe, or it's going into the armor, healing that first, and then you'll get the XP. So yeah, right now I would recommend if you're new to Minecraft or you're new to hardcore, then spend a lot more time just farming more levels, getting all the enchanted gear, protection, yeah, unbreaking, mending, all of that stuff. Get all that stuff on your armor. I mean, I would recommend at least full diamond armor. You don't have to get netherite, all of that stuff. The netherite doesn't make too much of a difference, but at least like full diamond armor and feather falling for definitely feather falling. But yeah, again, if you're feeling confident enough, hey, by all means, you can wait to the end cities, and then you can steal all the armor from there. That's also another shot. That's what I normally do. I normally end up waiting for the end cities if you don't want to grind all the enchantments and stuff. So yeah, I finalized my inventory. Again, this is a rough guide. If you feel like you need extra stuff, just make sure you take the extra time. Here's the inventory right here if you want to copy the same one. Just make sure to have loads of blocks, loads of arrows, loads of foods, and you should be pretty much sorted. Honestly, the worst part of the dragon is probably just looking the enderman in the eyes. But yeah, so I headed back to the stronghold, jumped straight into the end portal, and as soon as I was in, I safely pulled to the main end island. You can also bridge across if you don't trust your enderpearls, or if you spawn in a different place, you probably have to mine upwards. You know, it just depends on the spawn really. And the first thing you want to do is destroy all the end crystals. I'm sure if you kill the dragon before, you know what to do, but I'm just going to go through all the stuff. You want to destroy the end crystals first, and that way then the dragon can't heal up anymore. And yeah, as you can see here, the enderman gets mad at me, and I actually use a boat to trap them. So to be on the safe side, what you want to do is place a block and then a boat on top, and that way the enderman, if it runs towards you, it will definitely get in the boat. If you place the boat on the floor by itself, it can kind of glitch and like not sit in the boat. But to be on the very safe side, put it on top of a block and just run around this block, and then yeah, you should be good like I was here. And yeah, watch out for any of the dragon's breath. You don't want to stand in that. It's going to do a lot of heavy damage. And if the dragon flies down, yo, just run away. I don't mess with that. I do not mess with that at all. But yeah, so again, if you get knocked in the air, just drink the feather falling potion, the slow falling potion, and if you have feather falling, you'll be safe. Once you've destroyed all the crystals, boom, 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 boom. Here's a little montage. Kapow. Then it's time to fire at the dragon. Easy. You can also do the bed strat if you're feeling risky. You can one cycle the dragon. You know, feel free to kill it however you want. You can also stand underneath the portal and do some melee damage. But recently it's been like kind of glitchy for me. I get random damage, so I'm kind of sketchy of that. So I just end up using the bow. But yeah, eventually after many missed shots here, you can see it's sloppy, but I killed the dragon, and that's it. I mean, the next step is getting the elytra, all of that stuff. If you want to see a guide on that, let me know in the comments. But you're pretty much good to go. You killed the dragon. You got to get the elytra. You got to do all that stuff. But yeah, you're free to go. You're free to start on all the big projects now. That's the hardest bit of hardcore. Killing the dragon. Boom. After that, I mean, the best tips I can give you is just don't get too complacent. It's hardcore. You can die at any point. Please take this tip. I was 13,000 days into the world. I was so like, oh, I'm chilling. Nothing could kill me. I was way too complacent. And that's the point. When you get too chill, that's when you end up losing the hardcore world. So make sure just be always on point. Always is hardcore. You know, you could, like, an enemy could kill you instantly. You could fall down a hole. You could die. You could, anything. You could fall into the void. There's so many ways to die in hardcore. Just be very, very careful. I mean, I guess like once it gets to a certain point, the only way to die is clumsiness. So just be very careful. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe down below. All of that's the good stuff. I don't know, man. I'm new to this YouTube stuff. I'm gonna try and do some more YouTube videos soon. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.